What's happening, boys and girls? How the devil are we? Shanksy here, and welcome to my newest Phasmophobia, the newest news video on Phasmophobia. Today, we're going to be having a look at some of the tweets from Kinetic Gaming, some of the things that are coming up, some of the things that aren't coming up, and obviously having a little look at the Trello development board to see what's next for Phasmophobia. So, at the very, very least, we're going to see what new levels are going to be coming up, having a quick look at the prison level, and discussing the possibility of PvP in Phasmophobia. Stick around. Let's get into it. So 2020 has been a hell of a year for a lot of different things. But I tell you what, in the gaming world, it is without a shadow of a doubt been the year of the indie developer, with games such as Phasmophobia and Among Us making absolutely huge traction. It's been an awesome year for the indie developer without a shadow of a doubt. Now, in a recent interview, the sole developer, Mr. DK Niter, had announced that when he first launched Phasmophobia, he was basically looking for 500 players so he could go on and make his next game. It was going to be planned for an early release, early February, get it out, add a few more ghost types, few more maps, bit of different equipment, boom, on to the next game. Obviously, things didn't quite go according to plan. When he was expecting 500 copies sold, a peak of 500 players, and then dropping down as the month went on, he actually managed to hit an all-time peak of 112,000 players playing concurrently on Steam. That is absolutely phenomenal. But it is worth mentioning, guys, the game from its peak is slowly going down. Obviously, it's only been out, 6 weeks now, 7 weeks, and it is slowly going down. So 17,000 was playing 26 minutes ago, which is still a hell of a number. It's still an absolutely awesome game without a shadow of a doubt. But in my opinion, he's gone about this the right way. So for those of you that don't know, you can actually find the Phasmophobia development board on Trello. If you just Google trello.com/Phasmophobia, I'll leave the link down in the description below if you want to check out what I'm looking at now. And this is the development board for what's going to be coming up next in Phasmophobia. Now, originally the plan was, as I said, to add some more ghosts, add some more maps, boom, ship the game, move on with the next project. But with the success that Phasmophobia has had, I feel like he's really taken this the right way and started to work on bug fixing as opposed to just shipping out new content. Not to say new content's not coming out, and we're going to have a little look at that in a minute, but some of the bugs that have been fixed so far have been very, very handy. You know, such as the VR bug where you can't get your journal out when you're dead, giving interaction for dead players, which has come out recently, where dead players can now interact with things that aren't part of primary evidence. So they can throw things, they can take things to the van, all that type of good stuff. I've got a lot of time for, without a shadow of doubt. Now, the most exciting thing that has come out recently, without a shadow of a doubt, boys and girls, is their most recent Twitter announcement. And they are talking about making 3 new maps at the moment. Making a prison level, making an apartment building, and making a mansion level. Now, question to you guys. What type of map would you most like to see in Phasmophobia? I'm going to put my hands up. I would love to see an amusement park. All right? A haunted amusement park would be phenomenal. But we have got some early release pictures of the prison level. So let's take a little look over here. In progress. Make a prison level. Let's bloody go, baby. So, early snaps of the prison level. Now, this is going to be a medium map. Asylum still being a large map. This is going to be on the same type of scale, maybe a little bit bigger than high school. But as you can see, this particular level behind me is looking a whole lot bigger than the gym. If you guys want to check this out yourselves, you can follow Connect Games on Twitter, and again, I'll leave a link down below for that. But this is looking a whole lot bigger, and I'm not sure if this is going to be an outside area. Yeah, we'll type of have to go with that. And working on the visiting block as well. Now, one of the big things that I was thinking of when we first saw this is it's a prison, right? How are you going to hide? Most of the cells are going to be bars, aren't they? The ghost is going to be able to see. It's going to add a whole new dimension on what we're going to do, how we're going to get around the map, and how we're going to either escape the ghost, hide from the ghost, or have to kite the ghost. You know, a revenant, for example, in the prison level could be a lot of bloody trouble. A lot of bloody trouble. So, that is the new map. But, what about the PvP aspect? So, originally, PvP was added to the Trello board mainly for a reaction from the community. Now, it is worth noting that in an interview, they have said categorically that they will not add a PvP mode. And I, for one, am incredibly grateful about this. I feel the beauty about Phasmophobia is 4 players, whether it be 4 friends, 4 randoms, joining up versus the AI in an investigation type environment as opposed to like a combat environment or something like that. Just adds a whole new dimension to the game. And I personally feel like if they did add a PvP mode, it would just really go down the path of maybe Dead by Daylight, In Silence, The Damned, games like that, you know, like 4 players versus 1 killer. There would have to be skill checks that the ghost would have to pass, you know, maybe lower the sanity, that type of thing. And personally, I just really don't want to see it in the game. Like, what about you guys? Would you think PvP mode for Phasmophobia would be a good idea? I think personally he's making the right call here. PvE only for Phasmo makes a lot of sense. It gives that whole new, I don't know. I feel like Phasmo has done so well with the aesthetics, the atmosphere of the game when you're walking. Yes, I'd like to see 50% faster speeds for both yourself and the ghost, but that atmosphere when you're walking through Asylum, when you're talking local talk and it echoes, and it's just such a great game where it shows that you don't really need massive jump scares to make a game scary or incredibly engaging. I really think that would be a great call. So PvP, I'm not a massive fan of. It was added to the development board, but we can categorically now say that that has been ruled out. There will be no PvP for Phasmophobia. Now, let's talk about bugs, guys and girls. So, let's talk about bugs, boys and girls. The known bugs, specifically, a lot of them are relating to VR without a shadow of a doubt. But I also think that we need to be looking at the photos as a massive area. Now, I cannot tell you how frustrating it is to point your camera at a big old glowing green handprint not to get any shots. Or same with footprints as well, to literally get the perfect footprint in a shot and it for not to count. I feel like the photos definitely need to be looked at as well. They are looking at photo evidence, sometimes shows random evidence and things like that, but I think that's going to be a big one. They've also talking about adding an indication to the crucifix to show that that's been used. Personally, pay attention to the crucifixes. One thing I would love to see is they're talking about doing this at the moment, is taking the last page of your journal where you fill in your evidence and putting that into the truck. So it would be a group collective, which would be quite cool. What I'd like to see off the back of that is then your objectives also go into your journal. So you would be able to see when a hunt's been stopped with a crucifix for the first time, that type of thing. Or if you can't remember the ghost name, you need to know what your objectives are, you can literally just check your journal as well. I think that would be an absolutely massive improvement. So, things that are coming up in the backlog: make an apartment building, make a mansion level, add an SLS camera, add night vision as an expensive item, add distant screams for outside, and things in the window of other houses. I quite like that. Personally, I'm super excited about the way the game's going. I'm super excited about the development process of this game as well. And if you guys like this type of video and knowing what's coming up next and things like that, we'll try and make this maybe a monthly or a 6 weeks video, depending on what type of information we're getting, right? But that is going to be it for me today, guys. I wanted to run the prison pasture and talk about the PvP and obviously all the other things coming up. So if you've enjoyed the video, you know what to do, baby. Give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. I really want to know, guys, A, what's your most annoying bug in the game? B, what type of map would you like to see in Phasmo? And C, what would keep you playing this game longer? For me, I'd like to see the bigger maps, and I'd like to see maybe multiple ghosts per map. So, for example, I don't know, Asylum, you go in there, you find the ghost room, you work out what that ghost is. And then if it's a Banshee, you can do a specific thing to clear that Banshee. And then you can either jump in the van or go find another ghost and do the same thing. Keep in mind sanity pills and stuff like that. That could be really, 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 really cool. So, I'd like to see something like that. What about you guys? Right, that is going to be it for me today, guys. Discord links down below. Live stream links down below. All that type of good stuff. But until next time, be smart, be strong, be safe. I'll see you on the flip side, Ghost Hunters. You take it easy.